Hello everybody, this is Duck, and we are going to start a new Redstone project. And so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be brainstorming the first step in what I want to call the Redstone Organism project. And if you're ready, let's go ahead and get right into it. So what we're going to be doing in this project is we are going to be creating and constructing a living organism, or at least an organism that can respond to change. I've been kind of incredibly impressed kind of with how God has designed the human body. And in my anatomy and physiology classes, I've been fascinated by the bioelectrical nature of the human body. So how the brain works, how the nerves work, how the rhythm of the heart is controlled by electrical currents and stuff like that. And I was wondering if I could even try to replicate that in Minecraft. So we've got to set a couple parameters here on what we're actually wanting to develop as an organism, because I'm going to call it an organism because it might, I don't know if the definition of it being alive is correct, but we are going to have some sort of movable object that can respond to stimulus. So we need to set the parameters of what we're going to consider a success in this project. Because number one, I need to learn Redstone. Like this panel of the creative menu is still very foreign to me. So this project's also going to teach me Redstone. But we need to kind of figure out what will be the proper success of this project before we even start it. And that's what this video is going to be. Is this is going to be the first step? It's going to be brainstorming. I'm going to be asking for feedback, stuff like that, and we'll work from there. So the first kind of criterion that we need is it needs to move. Um, that is kind of a big deal. We need to be able to have a moving object, and we need to have it respond to stimulus. So if we can go ahead and type, that would be helpful, stimulus. And I'm writing these down so that we can, at the end of our project, we can say, yeah, I did this, or no, it didn't do this. And we can go back to the drawing board if we need to change stuff. And then we need to be able to have it be autonomous if possible. And by that, I mean, I don't need to always have to like start up the organism's movement by touching an observer or doing stuff like that. So those are the top three criterion, and we'll kind of add to this if we need to as we go along. But kind of what I'm thinking is we're just wanting to develop something that can be moving. That is not going to look good, so we're going to try a different die. But we want something to be able to move, um, and we want something that can kind of respond to stimulus. So if I put a tree, for example, I put a tree right here. Let's go ahead and do that for the sake of an argument. If I take an oak log and I build a tree right here, I want to simulate a nerve impulse through this organism that'll touch the tree, will trigger, hey, there's something in the way, and we'll need to find some way of having some sort of central processing unit or a brain or something that can be like, oh, I can't walk through this tree, I need to move around. And I don't even know how possible that is because, like I said, my redstone capabilities are not inherently good yet. So we'll have to see what we can do with that. But that's the thought: is we'll need to develop, and I might even put up some pictures on screen, either before now or now, of we're going to need to develop something that replicates a human brain, something replicates a human nerve to be able to detect stuff like that, and then some sort of action, some sort of motion that the nerves can act on, muscles, which could even just be pistons. I don't know what it could be, but that's kind of the thought. And the only thing that I can think of that might be a very good way to send signals for a nerve is calibrated sculpt sensor. The only problem is we can't have them feedbacking on each other. So we'll need to calibrate each sculpt sensor to come up with um, a different detection, if that makes sense. So we'll have to figure out how that can be used. Um, and other than that, I think the easiest way that we're going to be able to make movement is going to be just using a slime machine system. I've worked very briefly with these, but somehow we need to be able to move everything. So if I go ahead and I pull out a block of redstone, can calibrated sculpt sensors move or do they get broken? So if I do this and this, I do this. Oh, they're immovable, aren't they? Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting. We might not be able to use the calibrated skulk sensors because I want movement on this organism. Um, and so that's kind of what I'm thinking this project's going to be. I want to create something that can simulate life, can detect an object, can move around it, or be able to do a basic function, and can be autonomous. So when I start the project in this world, that's why it's super flat. I can start this project, and then as long as the world is loaded, it'll be able to be fully autonomous is the thought. So this is going to be a big project. I kind of envision this maybe even being a multi-year project because I have to learn redstone skills and everything like that. But between this and my Let's Play series, I'm kind of excited to see where we can actually expand my skills in Minecraft and maybe make Minecraft something that's really, really cool to develop. So I know this video is a little short, but that was kind of the thought. I was just brainstorming what we could do. If you have any thoughts, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Because I do know that it's kind of difficult, especially since there's nothing physically able to be seen. But I want to develop some sort of organism, um, and we'll go from there. So if you've got any thoughts or any way that we can make this possible, please by all means let me know in the comment section because right now I have no idea even where to start. So I appreciate any feedback. Again, I don't know much redstone, but it's going to be a project and we're going to learn, and that's kind of the big deal here is we're going to learn, and we're going to see how we can simulate nerves, we can simulate brains, we can do uh, we can do stuff like that, simulate movement. So that's the thought there on what this project will be. Again, this is going to be a longer project and I'm excited for it, so I hope you guys will stay. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see this project and the Let's Plays series that will come. But if there's any thoughts, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for your input. I appreciate it. God bless, and we'll see you guys later. And until next time, stay hydrated. Adios.